Hello and welcome back to more Vintage Cube Draft. This is a pack. Wow. Wow, is this a pack? Ancestral Recall, Mox Jet, Demonic Tutor, Jite. Uh, I mean, it's between Ancestral and Mox Jet, I think, in this pack. Um, it's an interesting decision, I think. Um, I think blue is the worst it's ever been in the cube right now. I think any time probably in the last like 2 years or before the last 2 years, hard pick Ancestral Recall here, easy. I think there is a bit of a discussion. It depends if you're trying to like maximize win rate or not. There's a bit of discussion where I might actually take Mox Jet over Ancestral. Just because I think I'm going to take this because it's more rare. But I think for maximizing win rate, there is a discussion about taking Mox over Ancestral for a couple reasons. Number one, I think blue is like the worst color in the cube now. And that might be controversial for people who are used to like the old vintage cube, but like things have changed over the last 2 years. Like Naya Mardu Soup mid range is just the best deck. And it's not even particularly close. I think blue just falls very far behind, keeping up with things like Minskin Boo, lately all those like really good Broadside Bombardiers. Like you compare Ancestral Recall to Broadside Bombardiers, this is like the old school design where cards were just strong in one aspect. But Broadside Bombardiers, Minsk and Boo, they just kill you. They're good, but then they also just end the game, and that's very different. So anyway, yeah, the cube is different, and I think blue is worse. I'm still gonna take it. It's a very fun card, and the biggest reason for me is like I can get a mock. There's 5 moxes in one cube, Ancestral. I think I followed up with a Volcanic. I do love Chandra, but we'll take Volcanic here. The other reason why I think this could be worse too is like so many cards these days have card advantage baked in that a lot of times you'll die with cards in hand, or you'll kill your opponent and you'll have 2 or 3 cards in hand. Ancestral Recall does give you extra decisions because you can like see what cards, or you have more options to pressure your opponent faster. But I think just recouping card advantage is so much less important when like this card, you can play an additional land on each of your turns. That used to be a single card. You can play lands from your graveyard that used to be a single card. And then whenever a land you control enters, mill a card. Like this is basically like 3 cards worth of value in one card. And when you have stuff like this, like this is probably more than 2 years ago, but like 5 years ago, 10, 15, I don't know how many years ago, like you could Ancestral Recall into these 3 individual cards and then play those 3 individual cards. But now you just have one. You don't need the Ancestral as much. It's still good. I want to point out, it's still good, but this is kind of like the Mardu Soup cards I'm talking about. Like you play this, you attack your opponent once or twice and the game is over. And if they kill it, that's bad, whatever. But you just have a bunch of cards like this. And this matters less. Okay, so we have a fetch, an Ancestral, Volcanic. Troll can't find Ancestral. Anyway, thanks for stopping by my rant. I don't think like one design philosophy isn't necessarily better than the other. I prefer the synergy-driven design approach where each card kind of does its own thing. But like they're moving this direction for Commander, I assume. Which kind of makes sense. It's like a different design objective in Commander because there's like board wipes. You get 1 out of 4 turns instead of 1 out of 2. Am I taking Tarfire? No, I'm gonna take Troll of Khazad-dûm. Just to get a bit more fixing. Okay. We have Thassa's Oracle. That is probably the best win condition, like I don't want to say Storm, but the best like not combat-based win condition in the cube. So that's an option. Time Spiral Ancestral is funny, but again, sort of a non-bow. They're still good and like they play well in the same type of deck, but it is interesting to be there. I like Liliana. We do have Polluted Delta, Troll. So Liliana can like lean us more into like control-y type deck. I keep hearing about this card. It is good with something like Ancestral if you have a bunch of cheap cards. And then Pest Infestation is just busted. Like, this card is ridiculous. I want to take Liliana. I want to have a little bit of fun here. I like this card. We'll see what happens. Okay, I love Fallen Shinobi. Ouroborid. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put X counters on each creature you control where X is this creature's power. So that's kind of cool. You play this, puts a +1/+1 counter on your team, and then the next turn it's 2 and then 4. That's cool. Probably slow, but I like this. I like this card. Fallen Shinobi's cool. Brainstorm fits well with the fetch if we were going more old school. Brain Freeze if we had Thassa's Oracle could be good. Harvester of Misery. I'm also very impressed with this card. It being able to discard itself early. Maybe I just take this. I love Shinobi, but this does a lot of stuff that we like. Caustic Bronco. I like that. This will be in the 2s. This will be in the 1s. I like the Bronco. Thieving Skydiver is okay. And then of these, this is the best card by far. Chainsaw's pretty good too, but we'll take the Bronco. Just fun. Okay, that's a late Gristlebrand. And we are sort of set up to be Reanimator. We have Troll, which is good with Exhume, Harvester of Misery as well, and then Liliana's a discard outlet. So I think I'll speculate on a Gristlebrand over not a whole lot else. I guess like Imperial Seal, but you generally don't want to play Imperial Seal in dude, come on. Jite was the third best card in that pack, I think. I don't remember everything, but it was like top 5 for sure. So Jite is an option. We could take Dark Confidant, good combo with the Gristlebrand we just picked up. Yeah. Yeah. We'll do that. There's also Firebolt. We do have a Volcanic, but I'll take a Dark Confidant. I love this card. Bone Shards goes well with that. This is black, white, green. Not doing that. I'll take a Bone Shards. Another discard outlet. Mystical Tutor versus Gush. So this is sort of a turning point. I think Gush is insane. Really, really strong and good in decks like this. Mystical Tutor, if we end up playing Reanimator, is going to be really good. We don't have any reanimation cards, but we might see some next pack. I haven't drafted Reanimator in like quite some time, so I'll kind of lean in this direction, even though I think overall the win rate is less when you're doing that than it would be if I just stuck to like a good control deck. This is the one I'm most likely to play. Okay. Oracle, Sunken Ruins. Probably Sunken Ruins, but Thassa's Oracle is interesting. We'd have to... Okay, Fallen Shinobi. Now we're talking. Canker Bloom, get out of here. Okay, so we're in the open lane. And the one card that I took, I think was Mystical Tutor over Gush. So we'll keep that in mind, like which would have ended up better, I think. Baroglyph is messed up. The more I see this card, the more I play with it. I'm like, what is happening here? It just does everything. So Baroglyph is good. Bloodstained Mire really helps with the fixing, although we don't actually have a fetchable blue-black land yet. So that will be a really high priority because this actually currently doesn't fix our mana. And then if we did go Reanimator, Spellseeker would be good. It also grabs Ancestral Recall. But that... So Spellseeker grabbing Ancestral Recall, you gotta think of this as like... It's a 4-mana draw 3 creature. That's also a 1/1. Which is not bad. This is more fun. Baroglyph is messed up. we can all agree on that. I like a Ponder. Dark Lotus Petal can help us speed things up, but I think Ponder, just a generally decent card. Bauble also kind of okay. Take the Ponder. Liliana goes here. This goes here. And then I don't think this is Once Upon a Time. Gristlebrand is really here, like... We need to find, like, Entomb, Exhume, Reanimate, that kind of stuff. Another good point for Spellseeker is it's quite good with Fallen Shinobi, where you can ninjutsu it, and then you get, like, extra value out of it. What? Holy cow, this is messed up. Okay, what do I do here? Well, there's 2 reanimation spells. There's Tameo. There's the One Ring. Oko, Minskin Boot. This is one of the most insane packs I've ever seen. And this, I think this kind of gets the point across of why I think 2-card combos are bad. I feel like Tameo is a stronger pick than any of the reanimation cards here. Because, like, why would you go through this extra work of reanimating stuff when you could just play this card? And does like kind of the value of reanimating something on its own. The thing I'm not sure is like, do I take the One Ring or Oko over Tamio? Probably not. She's a one drop, which fits so well in our curve. This pack's insane. I mean, like, these are the two like best hard hitters. Tamio is busted though. I'm gonna take a Tamio. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of busted cards, I don't think there's a card in the cube that I've just like outright lost to more than Psychic Frog, besides like Minsc and Boo, but this is half the cost. This card just takes over games. It's messed up. I would love Jace. Deathrite Shaman would be good. Um, Spellbomb would be okay, but it's really these three, and we're gonna take the Frog. I think Frog is worth stretching your mana for. It's just that good. Spell Pierce is pretty good. Blood Crypt, don't currently need. I'm pretty strongly blue-black. This is kind of good interaction. Chain Lightning does, we have a Volcanic, but I think Spell Pierce is good. This is our first fetchable duel. I like Lose Focus, but I think I'm taking my first duel so that I can just kind of make sure I have playable cards. This card. Counter spells or destroy anything they draw card. This card has overperformed relative to what I thought it did, mostly because of how good it is in the presence of Hull Breacher and Shieldred. Because then it just becomes 4 mana stop anything, basically. So I like that. I could also just take Urborg for better mana. That just helps with Liliana mostly. I think I can do better than this. I don't have a Shieldred or Hull Breacher yet. Let's just make sure I can play all my cards. Oh, okay. Hang on. We have Ponder, Ancestral Recall, Bone Shards. I think Inquisition was in a pack. We have one red source right now is another thing that's kind of sketchy. It's cool. I don't know if it gets there. It is really sick with Ancestral. But I think it stretches the mana too thin. I'm going to take Concealing Curtains, actually. Okay, Bargoyle Wheeling is great. Yeah, if we were on color and we had maybe two, like if we had a Thoughtseize, I would maybe consider taking it, but we only have like 2 cards it's good with. And if you're flashing back Ancestral, like you've kind of already won, you don't really need to, you don't need to plan to cast this card twice. I think once is plenty. Take a Bargoyle here. Really happy about that. I don't think I'm reanimating. I think that's fine. So this Mystical Tutor, Gush would have been really good in this deck. Because Gush is basically Ancestral Recall for 0 mana, and it can reset your lands. So it can be better than Ancestral in some situations. Not all, but some. Saheeli, I'm not playing any of these. Can you plot? See, pay 2. I mean, we could maybe kill someone with this thing. All right. I don't think I'm going to play it, but against like an opponent who's like all in Storm or something like that. Okay, so someone else is reanimating. That's good to know. I think I'll take a... This is hard. Cut Down is sort of my first decent removal spell. It does get worse when there's pump spells in the cube. I don't know if a tapped land is where it's at, though. I'm going to say Cut Down. Cut Mystical. This curve is looking really good. But we need like a mana leak. I know I passed one for a land. I still stand by that. Because that land is like, we have a fetch and troll. And if we don't see another blue-black duel, I would be pretty upset. Okay, we don't get anything we want. I'll take a Jace. Not really playing Jace. Maybe in like a really, really rough controlled mirror, I could put a Jace in the deck to just, after 20 turns, I could just mill myself and win. Then, I don't know, like if we end up, I'm just like Nevermore Battlesphere, so I'll take a Plateau for minor stuff. Gadgeteer, not playing that. Invigorate last pick, where it belongs. Notably, I think Invigorate's actually, of the things they added, this is probably the most, like, playable. Because it's free. It's like a 0 mana pump spell. So I think it's not terrible. Especially in a metagame, if they're moving more towards creature combat. Like, if your opponent tries to lightning bolt your dude and you invigorate in response, you've gone pretty far ahead because you didn't spend any mana. So I think this card is better than the rest, is what I'll say. The art's really cool too. I like the art a lot. I don't really know what's happening, but I feel like that dude is getting some kind of help to his feet. It like looks pretty friendly, but this dude's face is not very friendly looking. So I don't know what's happening, but I think this hoof care for the I think that's a Wumpus. So this should be titled Wumpus Hoof Care, I think. Okay, new pack. Ooh boy. Okay. Corey Steel Cutter. We have one volcanic island. That's really tempting though. I have so many one drops. This can just take over games. I like that. Smuggler's Copter. I have actually not a ton of creatures that can crew it. Frog. This is kind of a 5, like in terms of creatures. Not a ton of things that can crew it, but it is still really good. And then Tidebinder is also nice, just like good value. It's a little expensive, but my curve is quite cheap. I think I'm gonna try this out. I have a volcanic and a fetch, so I have 2 free red sources. I'm gonna try it out. I also have ancestral and ponder. Okay. I know what I'm taking. Time walk. Very rare to get both ancestral and time walk in a deck, but this just got nasty. I will take this card. This card is perfect in this deck. What's better than hitting your opponent once with Barrogoyf? Hitting them twice with Barrogoyf. Crazy. Absolutely ridiculous. I love it. Okay. Snapcaster Mage. So, remember how I was talking about Dreadhorde Arcanist? Imagine if you could just do it without all the work. Snapcaster Mage can flashback Ancestral, can also flashback Time Walk. I like the sound of that. This? No, it's not what I need. We'll see. Corey Steelcutter is sort of a speculation. It this was before I got past Snapcaster Mage and Time Walk. I don't know how much power my deck really needs anymore. I can just do this stuff and be fine. This deck is nasty. I really need a counter spell, like a mana leak, mana drain, something. I would even play Cryptic Command. I wish Force Spike was in the cube. Okay, we got not a lot. Probably just play a Fairy Mastermind. If I had the mana, Fable would be really nice. The flying on the Mastermind is helpful with the Shinobi, and kind of good with Time Walk. Yeah, alright, we'll keep it. If I had more red fixing, Fable would be amazing in the deck, but I'm not even sure I'm playing Corey Steelcutter, and I like this way more than I like Fable in the deck. I just need, like, Mana Leak. And then we could hold up Fairy Mastermind, Mana Leak them. It would all be golden. Oh, alright. Thundering Falls versus Blood Chief's Thirst. Actually, this card's good too, right? This is pretty good top end for a deck that might want it. I think this card wheels, so I'm probably not taking it here. The question is, do I take this removal spell with Kicker, or do I make it more likely that I can run Corey Steelcutter? I have 21 playables right now. I think I just don't want to mess up my mana. I don't think this card is good enough to destroy my mana. If it was a fetch, I would be much more inclined, because then the fetch could grab Volk and Undercity Sewers. But if it's something that only fixes for red, and it enters tapped, then, like, you want to play Corey Steelcutter on turn 2. We're just going to streamline the deck. I can't believe... So that pack that had... We're definitely getting cut. The pack that had all the insane stuff with the 2 reanimation spells, both of those reanimation spells got taken. So, like, there's 2 other people trying to draft Reanimator. That doesn't make me feel great. I really, really, really wish we had Gush still in this. Tranquil Landscape doesn't get the right stuff. Ooh, Phantasmal Image is really good too. How much do I have that cares about stuff in Graveyard? Barrogoyf? Kind of. It does, but this card, it just kind of... You don't really need to work to enable it. It's usually a 3-4 anyway. I'm gonna take... I think the ceiling on this card is much higher. We can copy Spellseeker. We could copy a Shinobi. Double Psychic Frog is kind of nuts. Okay. Shieldred is great. Shelduck Isle is good. Plagon, we have Concealing Curtains, Tameo, Frog, Barrogoyf. It's not enough. Shieldred's just good here. It does make ancestraling your opponent potentially a game-ending play. Shellback Owl is also really, really good. This is a deck that can draw through our deck pretty quickly, and this is just a land that gives us late game value. But I think we don't have a ton of expensive cards in our deck, so Shellback Isle loses some value in that normally you can Shellback out like an 8-drop or a 6-drop. And when you're Shelldocking a 1-drop, it's card advantage, but it's not too much tempo advantage. Okay. Watery Grave and Lorien Revealed in the same pack, and Shallow Grave. What is this card? I've never seen this card. I like the artwork a lot, although it feels like her hair, and then it is a cloak. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, choose one. Make a 1/1 white human soldier creature, or create 2 soldiers, or put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Okay, that's like the white Corey Steelcutter. That's kind of nuts. Yeah, is it Watery Grave or is it Lorien Revealed? I guess it's Watery Grave. That's the first untapped. It sucks. I really want this too. But these packs just shaped up poorly for us. So we're not Volcanicking. But Watery Grave lets both Troll and Polluted Delta get an untapped duel for me. And that's very important. Okay. Consider Tidebinder. So I'm going to have Spell Pierce as my only counter magic here. Consider fills the graveyard, costs 1 mana, can really make my deck run a low land count. Tidebinder is also good. It is a counter spell. I think I want the Tidebinder. It just gives me like one potential answer to like an unfair deck. Chromox? I think this deck loves a Chromox. I do have Shieldred Time Twister. I think that's more cute than anything. I'll take a Chromox. We really want to like Psychic Frog on turn 1, and this fits that perfectly. This deck is looking pretty nice. Bone Shards kills Planeswalkers for 1 mana. And I can easily just discard lands because my curve is so low. Chromox, I think I could just count as a land. Metamorphosis Fanatic. Dark Ritual lets me play Liliana, Barrogoyf, Shieldred, Fallen Shinobi, kind of. Am I playing either of these? Probably not. If I'm not playing either, I'll take Dark Ritual for matchups where I need to be faster. I mean, turn 1 Liliana is good. Dark Ritual lets me turn 1 Dark Confidant, turn 1 Caustic Bronco, transform Concealing Curtains. It's a contender. We'll put it over here. Downside is it does literally nothing in the late game. Maybe that's not that big of a deal. Cribomination. Right now I'm leaning towards cutting the Dark Ritual. Carnage Interpreter is interesting though. This card is huge. It has Menace. The problem is our hand won't be empty that much. I think I sideboard this in. Maybe it's better than Liliana. Probably not. So this is... Oh, we get the Thought Scour. Alright. Am I playing that? It's good with Snapcaster Mage. It's good with Barrogoyf. Kind of good with Tameo, but not that great. Not sure about this one. Oh, it's good with Psychic Frog, kind of. Right? You exile 3 cards against flying. Huh. I mean, I don't care about milling stuff that much. I don't think it's worth the card slot. And right now, 24 playables, so this would be a 16 land deck. Oh, this is a land too. 23, so this is a 17 land deck if you're counting Chromox as a land. Okay, I think I run Thought Scour as this, so I can run 16 land with a cantrip, and then we do that. And I think Dark Ritual is okay. It just gives me more options to like turn 1 Liliana. Blue versus black. This split seems okay. Let me just look at it, sort by color. Yeah, I have more black than blue. Okay. This is the deck. See you all round 1. All right, we're playing against Wishingus, something like that. Let's go first. Yeah, we got the frog. That's literally like, do you have frog? All right, go for it. Sewers, Caustic Bronco. I will keep on top. I wish so badly this deck had like just any Mana Leak, Counterspell, Remand. Someone was definitely taking blue control. I'm very happy with the deck overall, but Man, oh man. I think frog is harder to kill in general for stuff. What are they doing? Okay, they're just fetching. They fetch an island and then daze the frog. Okay. I want a Tidebinder to land. Staff of the Storyteller. They get a thing. Cool. Let's start off with a frog attack. See what happens there. Do you chump? This card is so messed up. Just eats a token. Got it. They have 6 cards in hand. I think I want to go Island Spellseeker for Ancestral. Oh, and you can grab Time Walk of this card? Alright, we're grabbing Time Walk. I think. I could also grab Ancestral and try and draw into Time Walk. But if they... I guess I can Time Walk cost... That's gotta be better. I'm like pretty far ahead. They need to do something to the frog and develop the board here. If they don't do either of those, they're in for a bet. This is why this is better. Yeah, if they don't do any of those, they're in for a bad time. I do want a land here, so I will play this. And I will move to combat. I don't know what they could have. Frog does damage. Frog draws card. Can I resolve a time walk, please? No more. Exile it! Bro! No! You can't do that. Ugh. I had plays. I had so many plays. Well played. I was fine with any counter spell because I could just Snapcaster Time Walk, but Exile is pretty brutal. Are they playing Wrath? Okay, Wandering Emperor exiles the frog. And then dies. Beautiful. I mean, like, this is it, right? They spent so... Oh. Oh. Alright, let's move to combat here. I shouldn't have played a land. Attack them. Attack the Wandering Emperor. Hit a land. Yeah, I will ninjutsu this dude. 3, 4. Hit you for 5. Endurance, you got it. I shouldn't have played a land, that's on me. And I will ponder here. Do I want these 3? Harvester of Mysteries removal. I can Thought Scour the Swamp. Sure. I mean, this is gross. This is really gross. Flicker Wisp. Steal the Enduring Innocence is pretty good. Do they have mana drain? That's the real question. Cause like 4, 5. They literally had mana drain. You know, when your opponent just has all the cards, it works, I guess. So now we know, no more lies and mana drain. Now they could get back into this. They do have to double block Fallen Shinobi if they want to trade. And I'm kind of okay with that happening. Because I have so much other stuff going on. Really sad about losing all of my good stuff, though. Mana drain. What can you do with all this mana? They kept it on top. Don't like that. Cycle Spars Headquarters. Good use of mana drain. Brain Surge. They're putting 2 cards back on top. Maybe I was supposed to Thought Scour them. Actually, yes. I was supposed to Thought Scour them in response to the cycle because I knew that they liked the top card of their deck. That was a mistake. Guide of Souls. Draws them a card. It's going to be hard to face Enduring Innocence. That's for sure. I will Thought Scour myself because I have Snapcaster Mage. This will help against Enduring Innocence a lot, actually. Liliana also pretty good. Alright. You can't have that many counterspells, right? Liliana. This is the person who is taking all of my counterspells. Then I will attack. And I'll hold up Tidebinder and or Fairy Mastermind here. Oh, I milled Tamio? That sucks. Cycle Triome, you got it. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, choose one, do all of this stuff. Whenever other creatures with power 2 or less enter, draw a card. Okay, so I need to decide what I want to do here. I can Tidebinder the Zenith trigger, or I can get down Fairy Mastermind and start stealing all their card draw. I think I want to start stealing all the card draw, and I want to do this now before they're resolved, because if they play this and then they have a counter spell, this is going to trigger, and I don't want that. So we want to get this down now. And then this will trigger. This way they can't just use exactly that. They've had counter spells at like the exact moment every turn, by the way. Okay, down to 3. Exiling my Time Walk is particularly brutal. We do it Shield Raid, which is very good. Alright, do you have more counter magic? Shield Raid, Uptick Liliana. Uh, at this point, I honestly think Snapcaster Mage is the worst out of them. Although Caustic Bronco isn't likely to be able to attack into this thing, actually. Because they're going to make some 1/1s. Snapcaster Mage can't attack either, but at least cantrips. But I can play this turn. Interesting thought. Playing this turn is really tempting. Having Snapcaster will be good for the future turns. I think it's just a 2/4. I can't really attack into this. They discard a land. Alright. They lose 2 life. Lauren doesn't kill anything I have. They draw a card and lose 2 life. This is too much mana. Witch Enchanter triggers the thing, but they don't kill anything, so that's also good. I think this might genuinely be an like Ancestral Recall my opponent, Snapcaster Ancestral Recall my opponent type of game. Which I'm here for. I'm all about that. Gain 2 life when I draw a card. I can Snapcaster Ponder. They have 1 card in hand, they can draw off Staff. I think I do want a Snapcaster Ponder here. Get back Ponder. Play Ponder. A lot of good stuff here. To be honest, I'm not... I guess Cosmogrand Zenith is the only thing I'm kind of scared about, but I have Tishana's Tidebinder. And I want to discard their last card, so I might just be grabbing a card to discard or Ancestral. If I grab Ancestral, I can't cast Tidebinder, but I can do 6 damage to them. This lets them draw as well, right? Why doesn't it show the flip side? Then that player discards the card, then draws a card. So this does the most damage to my opponent. It also blocks. It's a 0/4. Okay, I think this is fine. Putting back this, then this. No shuffle, draw a card here. Oh, I really want to uptick Liliana and eat their last card. But I also really like my cards. Alright, I'll uptick. Okay. Regret that. Traded for an island. Pass turn. They draw... I'm okay with that. They go to 10. I'm really just Tishana's Tidebindering things that threaten me. Like if they trigger Cosmogrand Zenith and put 2 counters on everything, that's bad. Is it 2 or 1? 1. Yikes. That is such an insane top deck. My goodness. Oh my gosh. Although it does make them lose a ton of life, right? When this creature enters, draw a card and it's going to be 2. Okay, maybe it's not that bad. They fold a 4. Now they can't play any creatures with power 2 or less here, unless they have a removal spell. Okay, we both draw, they go down to 2. I'm okay with that. Okay, they just die. Okay, so now we know Mana Leak, they have a lot of counter magic, and we can play around it. And they had it on the turns they needed it every turn, so... do I keep this? On the draw, I think so. There's quite a few cards I can draw that are good with Dark Ritual. This is decent removal early. Blood Chief's Thirst. So let's just play this tapped. Dark Ritual adds 2 mana, so I need to be higher to be able to fall in Shinobi. Chrome Mox. It's pretty all in against an opponent who's shown like 15 million counterspells at this mana value. I think we can wait. Chrome Mox looking kind of awkward here. Consult the star charts, you got it. So if they play a creature, I would like to Dark Ritual Harvester of Misery. They don't, I'm okay with this. Ooh, Phantasmal Image is good. Go Swamp, pass. I mean, I know their cards get got by 3 or less mana value. And they're missing land drops now. Okay, there we go. Brain Surge. Fair. Are they discarding a hand size? No, because they had missed the land. Okay. Well, I get to use Dark Ritual plus Chrome Mox to just get an extra land here. Oh, Bargoyf might be better than Fallen Shinobi. I get to go Island, Chrome Mox, XL Dark Ritual. So I can Bargoyf and Phantasmal Image the Bargoyf. I actually probably should have played Chrome Mox. I should cut Chrome Mox. I forgot they have so many things that kill it. Bargoyf, Phantasmal Image the Bargoyf. Does this target? Return and unblocked attacker. Does not. So let's do both of these, I guess. Go ahead. They're not the scariest squad yet. This thing, okay. When they cast their second spell, it gets bigger. And they have mana up for like a mana drain type thing. Let's just move to combat. I can Thought Scour and Fallen Shinobi here. Yep, let's go for Fallen Shinobi. Ninjutsu, 3, 4. Blink this one. And I don't feel the need to Thought Scour. They Solitude Fallen Shinobi. Okay. Gain some life. I don't want to let them counterspell my Thought Scour here. Deal 2 damage. Mill cards. Don't hit anything, but that's okay. He's a 4/5. That's huge. And I have Harvester of Misery. I hope they don't have a spell end of turn. They don't. Excellent. Okay. Displacer Kitten is scary, but it dies to Harvester of Misery. I want to Thought Scour myself in response. I don't want them Displacer Kittening. Okay, you got a cat. Take 2. So they're still not double spelling this turn. I could just go for a hardcast Harvester of Misery. That runs pretty hard into mana drain stuff. So I think we start out by attacking. They take 4. I would like to get back Dark Confidant. Cool. I'm a little worried about what Displacer Kitten is gonna do. They have 3 cards in hand. But I have 6 mana, so I can play it safe and just Harvester of Misery. I like that. Okay, let's start with Phantasmal Image. We'll start there. They mana drain. They blink that. They could have Force of Will. I think I'm just gonna kill this now. Okay, that's dead. Perfect. You have mana drain. No big thing. I have a Dark Confidant. A lot of mana. Definitely a lot of mana. Are they gonna 4th Year Lingas? Oh my god, I hate this card. It's totally 4th Year Lingas. Oh, what a ridiculous card. Yep. If ever there was a card to come back a game like this, that's the one. I think I might still be able to do it because Bargoyf is so insane. I'll take 6, they get the initiative, whatever. Okay, that's the one card that does the thing. Snapcaster Mage is good. Liliana's pretty bad. Okay. We got some options here. They have the Monarch is the problem. Pretty big problem. I can't let them trigger Cosmic Grand Zenith, that's for sure. So I can Bloodchief's Thirst with Kicker, but then I can't also Liliana. I can Snapcaster Mage, cut down total power and toughness 5 or less. That doesn't work. So I'd have to Snapcaster Mage Bone Shards. And I guess I could just discard Undercity Sewers. That feels okay. Or I could just Bloodchief's Thirst with Kicker, leave them with the Knights. Oh, I could Snapcaster Cutdown if they try and triple block my Baroglyph as well. Maybe I like that the most. Actually, I like that the most. Snapcaster Mage cut down a human knight. Attack here. Okay. Snapcaster Mage. Flashback cut down. Cut down one of these. Kill those, gain some life. Unfortunately, they can retrigger Cosmic Grand Zenith, but I think that's probably okay for one turn. I get to go Liliana, and let's Edict them. Play this. Caustic Bronco at this point I think is not that good. Okay, we're at 25 life. We're drawing live to Ancestral and a bunch of stuff. Plagon draws them 2 cards. Yikes. Then Staff. Yeah, they're going to have cards for days. This is why Ancestral Recall is so low value now. Like, this is an Ancestral Recall. This is Ancestral Recall. This is Ancestral Recall. Glad I stopped Displacer Kitten. So they're killing Liliana. That's okay with me. Do I want to trade with a token? Honestly, I do. Just to get it out of there so they don't grow it with Cosmic Grand Zenith next turn. 5/6 Borrowgoyf. Dark Confidant. Tamio's good. Swamp's bad. Okay. They currently don't have enough stuff to block Borrowgoyf. That kind of makes me think they have removal. I will attempt to kill this. See what happens. I need black. Play the Swamp. Then attempt to kill this. Oh, they can make Plagon a 3 defense, and then they can block Borrowgoyf with everything? They would lose their whole board. Or they could have a burn spell plus Plagon. They're at 19, I'm at 13. I'm drawing live to Shieldred as well. If I don't attack, they have spirits and they're drawing a bunch of cards. I think I do attack here. That also works. Then we run Tamio. Alright, what do you got, opponent? We're at 29 life because Borrowgoyf gains insane amounts of life. And I would really like to get back Harvester of Misery from my graveyard. Ancestral Recall is the best possible draw. I will block with Tamio. I'll keep Dark Covenant around because I want to hit Ancestral here. I take 3, 4, 5, down to 24. Time Warp is gross. Yeah, what a game this has been. Quantum Riddler draws them cards. Can't really attack with Tamio anymore. I don't know how I'm winning this, but it probably involves Shieldred plus just a really high life total. No attacks by them. They draw a card with the initiative. Monarch, whatever. They have 6 cards in hand, and we know their deck is just full of counter magic. And I just draw a land swamp. Alright, go ahead. I guess I deck them with the Monarch as like my best play now. They have Thalia. So they can blink Borrowgoyf and get in for damage. Okay. Lorraine kills my Chrome Mox, that's fine. I'll float the mana though. That's fine. This is not a may, it's a must. So we trade with Thalia. Thalia blinks Borrowgoyf, you got it. Block here. Soak this up. We take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We take a lot of damage off the Quantum Riddler plus Plagon. Oh, but they forgot to use it. Perfect. They forgot to use it. Cool. They have some mana. Oh my gosh. I think... Am I better off attacking with Tamio? They're probably going to want to chump with Innocence. I think I'm better off attacking with Tamio. Because flipping Tamio would be so good against their board. I should have played my land last turn, by the way. Tidebinder is quite nice, actually. We will pass turn. Probe. Yeah, you got it. Not the best hand. I can play around one of the 2 mana leaks. They might have to double mana leak my Tidebinder. Guide of Souls, you got it. That draws them a card. They have 8 cards in hand. They attack. Just flyers. Makes sense. I'm gonna attempt to Tidebinder that, I think. Okay, so that becomes a 6, but then they can't do that ever again. I take a bunch of damage. Down to 10. They draw. Very Mastermind. Okay. They have a 4 power attacker. Guide of Souls is scary. Let's play Swamp. I think I do attack with Tamio. Do I attack with Borogoyf? I don't think I can. I'll crack the clue now. Time Walk is pretty good. But I kind of need to use it on a turn when I also attack with Borogoyf, because I don't think they're going to kill it. I'm at 10. I think I'm going to play it risky, hold Time Walk in hand, and try and get a double attack in next turn. The Wandering Emperor. Did they exile Tamio? Or just put a counter on a creature, make a token? Glad I didn't attack with Borogoyf. Let's Spell Pierce. No, I think I just let that resolve. You got an Emperor. They're drawing cards again. They're down to 6. I guess I'll play this now. I probably should have tried to draw off the Mastermind, whatever. Get this down under their counter spell so I can block their flyers. Staff draws a card. Fairy Mastermind draws me a card. Frog's good. That draws us cards. I wish I had Ancestral Recall there. What are they digging for? I don't know. They give it first strike. I will just chump the Quantum Riddler here. Block here. They go to 2. Okay, see what happens here. 7 cards in hand for the opponent. Start with Sunken Ruins. Let's see if I can resolve a Time Walk. Time Walk resolves. Let's see if I can resolve a Ponder. A Mana Leak Ponder. Memory Lapse. What are they doing here? Memory Lapse their own Mana Leak. So they're just putting that back on top. I'm going to Spell Pierce the Memory Lapse. No, that's fine. Let's put all these on the bottom. Or no, I could do this. Run this out there. Yes. Grab Ancestral. Attack them with Borogoyf. Borogoyf is a May. Oh, it doesn't even let me do it. Okay, let's try a Psychic Frog here. Monarch happens, flips Tamio. Wait a second, did I just kill myself? No, I didn't. Wait, I did. Let's go Concealing Curtains. Yeah, we'll start with Concealing Curtains. Concealing Curtains them. Take their only counterspell. Ancestral them for the win. Ooh! That was close. That was tight. That was tight. Cycle the headquarters. Love it. Mana Leak. That. Right, because I knew what the top card was. So I will Spell Pierce the Mana Leak. No, I'll pay the 3 here. Woo! That was intense. Ancestral Recall your opponent for lethal. Love to see it. See you next round. Hey, real quick, sorry for the interruption, but I just want to let you know that the game that I've been working on for about the last year now is on Steam and it's ready for wishlists. And we will be opening it up for public play testing within a month or 2 once we get the tutorial and everything ready. So it's a deck building roguelike card game that the goal of this game was to try and give you a Storm-like experience, like you're drafting a Storm deck, but in a self-contained roguelike game and add a bunch of improvements, make it single player, that kind of thing. So it's a lot of fun, and there's some improvements for those who've been following the project that I'm very excited about. We made the card frames look better, really happy with how these look. And the way the game works is you play cards in links. Instead of having like a mana system, you just play cards in like sequences, groups, or sets. And then the size of the number determines how big of a link the card needs to be playing. So like if it's a 3, you have to have at least 3 cards in the link with it in order to be able to play it. So it's really nice where you can't really get mana flooded or screwed because there's no mana in the game, but it's this nice puzzly aspect of how can I play these big cards, little cards, things like that. And there's a bunch of other things like you face bosses that challenge you. There's like a drafting mechanic, trashing mechanic, aspects, and things like that. Really happy about all that, but the thing I'm most excited about is the way you level up. We have a sort of Balatro like combo system where you can put cards in your deck that give you combo, and then your knowledge times wisdom is essentially gives you the giant score, and that determines your level. And the level up is not cumulative, so you just have to hit bigger and bigger combos every single turn to continue leveling it up. So it's just this really nice puzzly game of how do I play my cards in sequences and links, get the right numbers to make these work, and then how do I take care of bosses? How do I grow my deck? How do I get better relics? But then you're also constantly trying to build bigger combos to level up to increase your max hand size, deal damage to bosses more, max HP, and things like that. So if any of that sounds good to you at all, go check out Azoth on Steam, link in the description. All right, we're playing against Growing Pains. Yeah, let's go first. This deck loves going first. You can't mulligan these hands. You just can't. I have a Surveil land. I have Spell Pierce to stop shenanigans. Frog, Dark Confidant in the opening hand. Like, any land in this hand is insane. I could even probably afford to, like, miss for a turn or two. I don't think I'd Spell Pierce that. Like, I could, but I think getting my Surveil land is so important. Undercity Sewers. Chrome Mox will take it. It's kind of rough. It's so much worse than a land, but you know what? We'll take it. Play Chrome Mox. Exile. Sidebinder. Get down the frog. Go ahead. They could Manifold Key my Chrome Mox. Just saying. Talisman. You got it. Okay. We got Frog. We got Snapcaster. Can I draw a land? I would really like to Dark Confidant with Spell Pierce backup. That would be amazing. Perfect. Alright. Dark Confidant. Spell Pierce backup. This is disgusting. The one counter spell in my deck, we gotta make good use out of it. I would feel so much safer if this was Force Spike. I guess I could counter Minskin Boo. What am I scared of here? I mean, Broadside Bombardiers, always. Would be disgusting. Doesn't really fit the mana that they have. Talon Gates my Dark Confidant. Phases out. Nothing explains what phases out does, but that's fine. Literally, this doesn't explain it. Right-clicking doesn't explain it. I think it comes back so I can draw. I think I'm spell piercing. I'm not spell piercing this. Force Spike would have been so good. They Trinket Mage, grabbing like a Mox. I'll spell pierce a Mox. I just want to get it out of my hand. Mana Crypt I will absolutely spell pierce. They should wait. Oh my gosh, why are they smart? How dare you? Land? Liliana of the Veil. Huh. They're gonna have so much mana next turn. This Trinket Mage is annoying, but what's more annoying is missing all of these land drops. I think we're gonna jump the frog over Trinket Mage. Discard Spellseeker. Discard. I want a Fairy Mastermind. Snapcaster Mage is good. Shieldred helps with the beatdown plan. I guess I'm gonna ditch Liliana. Although, Liliana downtick on Trinket Mage is kind of sick. I could top deck a land if I do that. I don't know what their deck does. I don't know if Shieldred is good or bad. If they're playing like big draws, this is gonna be amazing. I think I ditched Liliana. Exile cards. Give this flying. Attack for 3 in the air. I don't know if that was good. Maybe just Liliana downtick is better, but I really want to hold up Spell Pierce. Maybe it's a bad idea. Tamio's so good too. But Fairy Mastermind hits them for more damage. So we let Mana Crypt resolve. And I'm just hoping to Spell Pierce something huge. Yeah, like that. That's why we do it. Yep. Okay. Yeah. That's hilarious. They got so greedy. There's a Spell Pierce, there's a Tameo, there's a Shinobi, and we have lands. Love that. Mox Opal. Alright, Mox Opal, nothing. Here's the hard part. I really want to get down to Tameo. I think I will. It's kind of rough, but like, I want to Spell Pierce the Signet they play this turn, because that sets them back so far. But I can't, like, in good faith, just do nothing here. Of course, they hit the key plus Mox Opal thing, but even then, I think there's higher value Spell Pierce targets than this. Wow, that's a good one. Frog. Ugh. I'm gonna wait on the frog. It seems nuts, but I can crack the clue, and this is gonna be my turn to Spell Pierce something. I think if I pass this turn, I won't get another opportunity. Tezzeret Cruel Captain. Yep, can't stop that. Did I mention their deck is insane? They have a talisman. I regret spell piercing the thing, honestly. That doesn't work because they can manifold key. I think they're gonna ultimate Tezzeret though. They have one card in hand. Yeah, if I had Frog in play, this is a different game. They tutor an artifact. Tezzeret decks are insane. Retrofitter Foundry. They can spell. I'm gonna go for it. They might not see that they can play for Spell Pierce here. They do, unfortunately. But at least they are unable to activate it. But this is gonna be rough to beat. Chrome Mox. Interesting. I can kill Tezzeret right now with Fallen Shinobi. I can attack my opponent right now with Fallen Shinobi. I think I attacked my opponent. I don't think killing Tezzeret gets around Retrofitter Foundry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 mana Retrofitter Foundry is kind of nuts. If I kill this, can Psychic Frog solo a Retrofitter Foundry? My opponent has no... They have one card in hand. Anyway, we're going to go Sunken Runes. I think Psychic Frog is better than Boroglyph in this specific situation. Although the lifelink's relevant. I think the flying is quite good, though. Do that. We're going to... I don't know which to kill. I think attacking them is better. Ninjutsu. Hayward I can't pay for it. That kind of backfired. Just a little bit. It did hit them for 5. I don't know if leaving them with Tezzeret was a mistake. No way. Do they have something expensive here? What is this? Walking Ballista? Pest Infestation? Haywire Might? Bro! I mean, it was free, but jeez. What a messed up card. Alright, let's go. Island. Blue, black. Or no. I need all blue here, so let's go blue, black this way. Play the frog. Play the Tameo. Pass the turn and just have a bad time. Fallen Shinobi, pest tokens. Alright, Fallen Shinobi blocks at least. And they're losing life to Mana Crypt. Pest Infestation. Good to know about that I have Spell Pierce. It's generally quite bad against my deck though, which I feel good about. They might be able to ultimate Tezzeret, which is the thing I was scared of, but hitting them for 5 down to 9 with Shinobi is quite relevant. Okay, they make a servo. Tezzeret gets bigger. They can untap the servo with the key. They can make one more servo. So they can only make 2 servos. I think my play was justified. They just top deck Pest Infestation. They grow Tez. Sorry, there's like almost a minute long pause there, so I'm not sure entirely what opponent's thinking about. But maybe we'll find out. They untap the Retrofitter. Make a servo. And then they have the mana up to untap it one more time with Manifold Key. And either make a servo or make a 1/1 flyer. They play a Chalice kicked 0 times. Huh. That must have been a misclick, because they could have just made the Chalice and Manifold Key to the Chalice and had like a lot of stuff. Okay, so I think I'm gonna save Thought Scour for my turn so I can flip a Tameo. Cut down is excellent. So now I can hit Tezzeret with Frog, and this draws when it hits Planeswalkers for some reason. So Thought Scour myself. Draw Concealing Curtains. Exile stuff with Psychic Frog. Don't need Chrome Box, Mastermind, or Spell Pierce. He gains Flying. Then we move to combat. Do I just attack them with the frog? I almost feel like I do. I don't care about a Tezzeret ult. I can hit them for realistically I can only hit them for 3 damage off Tameo. 3 damage puts them to 6, which is pretty rough. I'm gonna do that. Tezzeret ult doesn't matter. Yeah, we'll do that. They can Manifold Key untap and then sack a servo to make a flying blocker. And then I can flip Tameo and uptick so that they can't even do any damage, right? This just creatures just get smaller when they attack. Seems good. So we get the Tameo thing. Do they let me go to blocks or let me move through? No. So they're gonna untap with Manifold Key. Make a flying blocker, I think. They do that. Wait. This costs 1? Here's the downside. If I try and cut down this, they can make a 4/4 right away. I think it's still worth going for. They're gonna sacrifice it, and that's okay. They can't block, and that's the important thing. Oh, they just let it die. That's even better. Okay. Now I'm really happy. Okay, so this happens. I wish this was Psychotog so I could just make it huge. Like exile the graveyard to make it bigger. But the flying's obviously more relevant here. Okay, so turn off auto yields. We get to block step. So I guess I have to make a decision. Is hitting them for 3 damage here more important than anything else? Probably. I can crack the clue and see. I guess the deciding factor really is like with Psychic Frog, I could draw Time Walk, and that would be amazing. But what am I doing with Time Walk? I guess I'm flipping Tameo and then flashing back Time Walk next turn. If I hit Time Walk, I'm flashing back Time Walk next turn. I just win. But they have no cards in hand. So putting them dead to 2 Mana Crypt flip losses seems kind of good. I don't know where my opponent is. We'll come back. Okay, they're back. You just have to complain about it. So no blocks. Let's crack the clue. Go for the 3 damage. Unless I draw literally Time Walk here. Phantasmal Image. This flips. I think I discard these 2 to the frog. They can make blockers. Like, just putting them dead to 2 Mana Crypt flips is the most important thing. Tezzeret can create 1 4-power attacker. Fallen Shinobi can just trade with that. Opponent, where are you? Okay, we're back. Discard this. Discard this. Hit you for 3. I just have to make sure I don't like accidentally pass through my second main. Island is okay. Let's uptick Tameo. I will play the island because I could draw something like Ancestral. Alright, my opponent has no cards in hand. A Tezzeret on 7 that they can ultimate, and that's about it currently. They fall to 3 life. They ultimate Tezzeret before even activating Retrofitter Foundry. And they drew something. Is this Upheaval? They drew Upheaval? Oh boy. No. This is X. Triplicate Titan. Okay, that's fine. I don't care about that. They have a 3/3 Chalice. I don't know if they know what Tameo does. I'm not going to kill a pest because that gains them life. We have a Tameo. We draw that. I can't get back Phantasmal Image. I can get back Cut Down. That doesn't really work. I can grab Thought Scour. Honestly, I think I just uptick Tameo. This buys me another turn. I can chump the Triplicate Titan with the Frog. And I just... Every turn they could just die. Okay, they just die. Alright, we are in the finals. See you there. Alright, we are here in the finals against buddy. Let's go first. Being on the play is so good. We have lands and spells. I love that. I'm gonna keep this for sure. This hand's great. If I draw another swamp, I will be forever happy. Liliana's pretty bad now. I think I should just cut this card. Like, she used to be one of the best cards in, like, these archetypes, but she's just so slow compared to everything else. Not, like, bad is an overstatement. Just compared to how good she was, she's pretty bad now. I'm spell piercing. Yeah, we'll spell pierce that. I think the really spell piercing this to deny the information gain, but also they could just take spell pierce. Ooh. We're gonna take the Bronco because it's basically Tameo for 0 mana, but Tameo's good, man. I would have preferred turn 1 Tameo, turn 2 Bronco, and they thought seize whatever card. But Bronco getting in there is kind of nice. Land? Bone Shards. I could draw land. Bronco. That's a good one. Let's Ancestral myself. Draw land. Perfect. And I still get to play Tameo? Holding up cut down. Yeah, that seems sick. I think that's the first time I've played Ancestral this game. Or this whole league. I think. For some reason, I'm getting Toxic Deluge vibes. Definitely can't cut down that. This doesn't have reach, but it does have vigilance. Okay. Right, total power. This is so big. Alright, I need a swamp for the ideal case. But, like, Phantasmal Image into Bone Shards is also fine. Okay, yeah, this can't kill this. Sorry, so I'm gonna check the chat just to see, like, when my opponent pauses what's going on. This can grab Time Walk, which is pretty good. I really, really would like to hit a land. So I'm gonna Thought Scour myself. Although, then I can't Phantasmal Image plus Bone Shards, which is actually pretty sick. So let's do that. Phantasmal Image, copy their Sentinel. Make a map token. Then we Bone Shards, discarding. Target this. I think just discarding a Thought Scour. Then we attack them. And if I hit a land, I get to, like, do a lot of stuff. Tidebinder's alright too. Alright. All of these cards and no lands. I've drawn 15 cards. Lotus Cobra. Cut down would have been nice to have up, but I don't think it matters that much here. They explore the Cobra. They hit Island. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I will. It's probably safer just to Snapcaster Spell Pierce here. Plus Caustic Bronco can draw me into something. I don't really care if they trade with the Bronco. Let's just attack with everything. If they don't trade with the Bronco, that tells me that they have something they want mana for. Oh my gosh. Literally, where are my lands? Yeah, I'll see if they trade or not. They don't trade. Alright, take all the damage. 10 life. I can flip Tameo here. I think I want to make this explore. Oh my gosh. Put in your graveyard, yes. We're exploring again. Was really hoping to hit a land off of that. Dude, come on! Literally, where is it? Alright, kill this. Please. I just need a land. Ouroborid. Alright. Swamp. Off the top. Let's go. I believe. In the deck. Okay, good enough. Sunken Ruins. Liliana. Game over. Okay. That was one of the most frustrating games. 4 cards in the top half is definitely something. Yeah, I don't have much of a sideboard. So, run it back. This hand is good. It's really good. Keep this. I can't ponder on turn 1, unfortunately, but I can hold up cut down or just kill like a mana elf. Or a bird. And you know the age-old truth. Cut down the bird. I could have gotten really greedy and tried to like phantasmal image the thing, but that just seems bad. Okay, they do nothing. That's great. Blood Chief's Thirst. So let's go blue here for a Ponder. Looking for Tameo. Caustic Bronco, Fairy Mastermind, Liliana of the Veil. But critical thing missing, no third land. I think it's fine. I think. I mean, this is straight action. I can Liliana as soon as next turn if they play something. It's got Liliana's so good against them, it's gotta be good. I'll put this on top. And then we'll have Bronco. Liliana dodges a duress here. Pass turn. Because if they play, I guess if they play a creature, we just Liliana Edict. But I also have the option of Phantasmal Image Blood Chief's Thirst, depending on what it is. Grist. Well, that's pretty bad. That stops everything. Okay. I think we're gonna go Caustic Bronco Blood Chief's Thirst. As weird as that sounds, I think it's good because that makes Liliana Edict more alive next turn. It also makes Time Walk more alive in the future. And it makes it so they can't easily grist downtick Sentinel. Okay. Make it an insect. I know what I'm drawing. I can play Liliana in Edict. They just keep Sentinel. So I think I Phantasm Witch grist, right? They could kill my Sentinel without sacrificing. It's not that big of a deal. I could also go for Fairy Mastermind to try and just attack grist. That seems kind of like the weakest, because I really want to dig into a land. So let's image the Sentinel. I'm not really going to be able to block it because I can't put the map token on the Phantasmal Image Sentinel, but I can put on the Bronco. And we really want to hit a land here. Thought Scour, get out of here. No attacks. I might double block Sentinel if they attack with it. Admittedly, the mana this time is partially my fault. Okay, so they just kill that thing. Makes sense. Explore. So Mark's Ruby on top. They probably don't need it. They have Through the Breach. What is happening? There's stuff over there that I'm not fully aware of. No blocks. Okay, if I can get an Edict off, that would be great. I don't think I can. Asika's Chariot's pretty good against Liliana. Land? Okay, we draw the land. Not the best situation, for sure. They have a Chariot. They have Mox Ruby on top. No, they ditched it. Okay. I think this is the play. Do this. Very Mastermind. They have Through the Breach, so hitting them with Fallen Shinobi is quite tempting. At blue. Time Walk. This does not have reach. Nothing has reach. I think I hit them with the Shinobi here. They have Through the Breach in their deck. No attacks. Okay, new turn. Island is fine. But I don't want to play it. I'm just hitting them. I think the chance of just outright winning, if I hit Grist, they have one card in hand. I basically never get to hit with Fallen Shinobi. Then they get to Asika's Chariot me. I think I gotta attack them. That would have been devastating if I accidentally activated Fairy Mastermind on my turn. I could also... I could play it really slow. I could hit Grist down to 1. Nah, we're going big. Attack them. You can't just not fall in Shinobi when you have the chance. Shinobi. Emrakul off the top. Let's go. Pretty good. Pretty good hits. I will play both of these. This is much better than I could have hoped for. That one, the One Ring, sounds good. Protection from everything. I like to draw. Perfect. Land. Wow, that went so well. I didn't get to trigger Ouroboros, but I mean, they're in a rough spot. They crew the thing. I could double block the chariot. They make a copy of the cat. Do I double block the chariot? I feel like I want to just trade off resources here. Although Ouroborid, they're going to kill Ouroborid. And that thing gives me inevitability, but the ring also gives me inevitability. Let's do this. No, actually, I don't care. We'll take it. I've protected from everything. This forces them to use Grist if they want to kill something. They top deck Demonic Tutor. Relevant. Then they kill probably the Ouroborid. Yep. And the card they tutored for is Natural Order. Alright. What does that get you? World Spine Worm. And that is why we went for it. Psychic Frog. Okay. What do I have that can deal with the World Spine Worm? Not a lot. Let's draw. So they have Natural Order World Spine Worm. I mean, definitely not that can deal with it. I can make a really big frog. Because I'm at 15 and the worm is 15. And I'm going to take 2 off the ring next turn. Not really a good way I can draw here. I think just killing World Spine Worm is my best bet. Can't really do that easily this turn. Liliana Edict. They sack the cat. This is tricky. I can just play a giant frog and somehow hope to get to 14 cards in hand to kill them. And like chump block so I don't take a ton of damage. Honestly, maybe that's the play. They can't kill the frog. Let's play frog. I think that's my best shot. I can hit them for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I draw like Ancestral Recall, it can be more. Fairy Mastermind, I guess I also play because it has flying and it hits for 2 instead of just the 1. Snapcaster Time Walk also works. So, yeah, I think that's the play. Big frog. No attacks. They make an insect, they mill stuff. They have Gaia's Cradle. They explore there. Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal? Okay. I guess you just want to like Natural Order World Spine as fast as possible. Forest they hit. Elvish Mystic. Fortunately, no Fairy Mastermind draws. They crew the Chariot, which I think is a mistake. They get a map. So yeah, this is 2 damage as opposed to discarding it gives us 1 off the frog. We play this. Then we discard our entire hand to the frog. Wait, they only have 1 untapped creature. Okay, this is actually kind of good. Attack like that. Block. If I block like this, I take 12. I have to block here too. If I block like this, 16 minus 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14, I go to 1 life. Yeah, they attacked wrong, I think. So I block like this, I kill Sentinel, lose Caustic and Fallen Shinobi, go to 1 life after the ring trigger. And then I'm drawing live to Snapcaster Mage. If I draw Tamio off the top, I can flip her, but then I can't get back Time Walk. That doesn't work. So right now it's kind of Snapcaster Mage or bust. Ancestral Recall might be able to put me into enough cards in hand to do it. Actually, Time Walk doesn't work because I'm dead to the One Ring. They hit red in 6, but they don't have red mana. Ooh. Okay. I'm dead. Like, I have to just somehow draw enough cards here. Urborg. Doesn't do it. Bone Shards, Borogoyf, Spell Pierce. I don't think that does it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I can activate this to go up to 12. Oh, we're too short. Alright. Sad. Right, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I die. They go to 2 life, nothing does damage to them, we concede. Okay, Spell Pierce is looking really good against them. Let's do that. Let's be on the play. Oh my gosh. Do we keep? It's got the frog, it's got a cut down, it's got a dark confidant. I need to draw a black source in like one turn, and I basically have no scries to get there. Ugh, this hurts. I have more black sources than blue sources. I'm actually gonna do the math here. One sec. Hey, I'm sorry for the short interruption, but I just wanted to take the time to mention that I spent about 3 years designing my ideal card game, which is Algomancy. So if you like the way that I play the game, talk about the game, or view synergies, and you think that type of gameplay is something you could be interested in, maybe check out Algomancy. It solves the problem of first player advantage, solves the problem of Mana Spear and Flood, and there's no expensive cards. It's just a self-contained cube-like experience. You can cube draft with your friends. The other thing that it does really cool is you can cube draft 1v1. You don't need to get up to 8 people, and you can actually draft live in the game as well. So it's a really, really fun game that's based on just strategy instead of like getting lucky, hoping to draw the right cards. It really allows you to make cool plays and win on those cool and interesting plays and synergies. So if you're interested at all, go to algomancy.io, give it a check. Otherwise, just keep enjoying the videos. So I have a 36% chance of hitting a black source next turn, and turn 2, I have a 60% chance of hitting a black source. Of that, 2 of the black sources effectively enter tapped. I'm gonna keep this. I don't know if this is right, but a black source off the top, which 36% is very high, I'll take it because I have 12 black sources in the deck and 33 cards. The turn 2 Psychic Frog is like lights out for a lot of decks. I could like mulligan to try and hit that. They have Mox Ruby. And a Lotus Petal. Okay, that's a lot of mana. Maybe it didn't matter. Okay, Elvish Mystic, you got it. Pretty good turn 1. Much better than mine. Alright, Black Source. There we go. Do I Psychic Frog or do I cut down the Mystic? They have an island in hand. This prevents natural order. So I'm actually going to do this, as sad as it is. I really, really want a Psychic Frog, but like they could just go natural order. I will also Snapcaster. Hey, okay, really glad I did that. Duress Whiffed. Perfect. Dark Ritual. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, Island, Dark Ritual. Psychic Frog. Dark Confidant. Seems good. They just concede. There you go. These decks are just so inconsistent, and that's really the issue with that type of deck. Is like, if you don't draw the things you need, you just die. Although, I will say Natural Order is a 1-card combo. That card's good. I think Natural Order is really good. Okay, Trophy. I mean, this deck was incredible. Didn't need counter magic, I guess. Just a good curve and a dream. And no lands. I think I cast Ancestral Recall 1 time. It obviously would have been good if I drew it, but I think Time Walk, like, the cube is just so much more about tempo than it is card advantage now, that I think Time Walk might just be a higher pick, because it wins games more than Ancestral. At least that's my take. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.